Well, with more on this story, I'm joined now by Gregory Barrow. He's a senior spokesman for the UN's World Food Programme. Mr. Barrow, good to speak to you this afternoon. Can you tell us exactly what kind of aid will you be delivering to those who are trapped in Madaya?
In this first convoy, we're concentrating on food aid deliveries, basic staples like rice and wheat flour, vegetable oil, but also canned goods so that people can eat them immediately, and goods that won't necessarily need cooking. And then within those relief convoys, there'll also be more specialized food products that are designed to meet the special nutritional needs of people who are perhaps quite sickly because they haven't had access to food for a lengthy period of time.
And Mr. Barrow, will this be enough food for those people who are trapped?
This first convoy, if it goes in, will provide food assistance for about 40,000 people for a month, which is what we estimate is needed in terms of the next few weeks. But I think what we're saying to all sides in the conflict in Syria is that really it's not sufficient for us to get this one-off access to this town and other towns that are facing similar situations across the country. We need free, unfettered and unhindered access to these towns and villages all the time. This is a basic humanitarian principle, and this is something that we want to be very clear about to all of those who control access to these areas.
Well, that's precisely the point, isn't it, Mr. Barrow? And will you be getting that unlimited access to these towns?
The short answer is I don't know. We estimate that maybe up to 400,000 people across Syria at the moment are living under siege, either under siege from government forces or from opposition forces, and this is unsatisfactory as far as we're concerned. Despite these challenges, we at the World Food Programme are managing to reach around 4 million people a month with food assistance, but it's not enough, and I think we need to send a very, very clear message to all of those who control the checkpoints, the men with guns, that we as aid agencies need to be able to get through to ensure that this level of suffering doesn't continue.
Now, this will be food aid. Just tell us exactly what kind of food will be involved, because obviously there are people there that are starving and have been drinking, well, surviving on water.
Yes, we've heard what we believe to be fairly credible reports over the past few days of really quite extreme levels of suffering within Madaya. We need to get in now and see exactly what the extent of this is. If there are people who are needing some kind of medical attention because of malnutrition, then there will be specialized food products that are taken in to address those particular problems. And our colleagues working for the United Nations Children's Agency, UNICEF, are very familiar with this kind of work, dealing particularly with severely malnourished children. So those kinds of individuals who need that specialized kind of help will get it if we can get these convoys in.
And what kind of food will you be prioritizing?
Initially, in this first phase, it's those specialized products that I've mentioned, but also more general staple food items for the population, a population that has been deprived of basic food items like rice, like wheat flour, vegetable oil, salt and sugar. We'll be taking those kinds of supplies in. Even those limited supplies that have been available in Madaya, we're aware that prices have gone up astronomically in recent months because of the siege. So we want to address those basic needs in this first convoy.
Well, Gregory Barrow there from the World Food Programme in London. Thank you very much for now.